Edge Nation, this is Jalil, aka CitizenEdge, coming through with another banging video. If you're new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring the bell to receive all notifications on the latest and greatest of information. So my last video on Freedom Week, potentially Freedom Week 2.0, I gave a soft introduction on what to expect, but right now we're gonna dive right into the nitty gritty. I am not an attorney, so I've done some research. I'm going to explain to you because I know you don't wanna go through all of the documentation, all the paperwork. So I'm gonna save you some time and give you the rundown live from Sacramento. In this video, I'm gonna go through Freedom Week 2017 and how it relates to present day 2020. I'm going to talk about if you can or cannot purchase standard or large capacity magazines. I'm going to talk about the ruling implications of Penal Code 32310. And lastly, I'm going to touch base on Judge Kenneth Lee. So stay tuned. You are not going to want to miss this. So before we talk about present day, we have to touch base on Freedom Week 2017. If you didn't know already, Freedom Week 2017, specifically the dates of March 29th and April 5th, heaven arrived in California. Yes, we had the ability to purchase standard magazines or large capacity magazines, 11 or more rounds. For 1 week, we had a taste of freedom. Now, this entire ruling was in place for 17 years at that time. And before its initial rule of law was put in place in 2000, this was the moment that people like me, hold up, if you don't believe me, yes, Glock 17, can you see it? Yes, people like me were able to maintain possession of standard or large capacity magazines. I know you're wondering, how can you prove it? How can you prove it? Now, of course, you have a receipt, kudos for you. However, I've included in the description below documentation that will be deemed now your get out of jail free card. Yes, keep that, print it out, laminate it, keep it in your glove compartment, your wallet. Please do not lose this. This is gold, okay? During that period, and those who were grandfathered in before 2000, we were able to maintain possession of our large capacity magazines. Since then, 10 rounds was a maximum. Fast forward today, right now, we are waiting for the deadline. The deadline is 5 p.m. Friday, August 28th, where Attorney General Xavier Becerra can file for an appeal. One thing you have to know, Judge Robert Benitez, who ordered the injunction on March 29th, actually ordered the stay on April 5th. Now, it may sound kind of weird, but the reasoning behind it was that he was trying to look out for the best interests of us, okay? Now, he is aptly named Saint Benitez, but he will prove himself. I don't think anybody's perfect, but he's getting there, okay? We'll find out for sure this Friday at 5 p.m. if we will see this storm through. Attorney General Xavier Becerra has until 5 p.m. to file an appeal with the 9th Circuit Court. If Attorney General Xavier Becerra and the California Department of Justice files an appeal before the deadline, it will go back down to the 9th Circuit Court, a full panel of the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals. Now, whichever way it goes, it still can be appealed to the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court could hear the case and try it, and whatever ruling they come up with, that's the rule of law. Now, they could kick it back down to the 9th Circuit Court, and in that case, the 3-judge panel, where it originally ruled 2-1 in favor of 32310 being unconstitutional, that will become rule of law. And as far as I know, I could be wrong, and if I am, please correct me. Please provide proof. All right. It will become rule of law. Freedom Week forever. We would then hence be able, as Californians, to buy magazines of 11 or more rounds. That's what we're pushing for. Now, the question you may ask yourself, since the 3-judge panel of the 9th Circuit Court, now even though they voted 2-1, they still voted, they ruled that the 32310 Penal Code is unconstitutional. You may ask yourself, can I purchase a standard or large capacity magazine? And I'm going to answer it. I am not a lawyer. I am not an expert. I just know how to read. And I also know this. It's America. You can do whatever the fuck you want. All right? But there are consequences and repercussions to everything. So yes, can you buy magazines? Yes, of course you can. Now, will you receive them? Will you go to jail? Will you be charged with a misdemeanor? That's a whole nother story. All right, so right now, I know there's a lot of sales. They've announced on August 14th, they were saying, this, buy online, we got you, blah, blah, blah. A few companies have actually announced they're shipping out to California. As far as I know, nobody has received them through these providers, okay? So yes, if you want to buy them, of course, go purchase them, of course. Will you receive them? I highly doubt it, because the stay is still in place. Just because they ruled it unconstitutional, the stay will not be lifted according to what Roger Benitez put the stay in originally on April 5th, 2017. This stay will remain in place, according to the language, until all appeals have subsided. You have to understand, what are the consequences? Because if you purchased and received magazines before the final outcome, okay, you're going to be in violation. So you must understand the California Penal Code 32310. There are 4 parts, part A, B, C, and D, okay? Now the first part, A, talks about the importation, the manufacturing. Part B talks about the alteration. If you have a 30 rounder magazine, but there's a pin right in the first third of it that turns that 30 round capacity to a 10 round capacity. So part B talks about the alteration, okay? Alteration of your PMAG. Basically, you're manufacturing, you're building, you're altering, taking the pin out, trying to buy a follower, a 30 round follower, or get the current follower and its max capacity at 30 rounds. Now, that is altering. You will be in violation of part B of California Penal Code 32310. You don't want to do that, okay? You can't do that. No. Now, if you purchase a magazine prior to deadline, prior to the ruling of Freedom Week, or Forever Week, as I like to call it, on August 28th, 5 p.m., or however long it takes, right? You receive the standard magazines and large capacity magazines, and you're walking to the, your mailbox. Yes, you are screwed. You'll be in violation of part C, that is possession, and part D explains the penalty as far as it's available to the public. It's $100 per magazine that's in violation of the large capacity. Then it's a misdemeanor, 1 year in prison. That's what you can be facing, and that's $100 per magazine that's in violation. So you want to be cognizant of that. Attorney General Xavier Becerra has until Friday, August 28th at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to move for an appeal. Now, he usually moves pretty swiftly. 2017, he did it immediately. Within a week, bam, right there. Keep in mind, it is August 26th. That's 12 days after the August 14th ruling. That's 12 days. It's unlike him. It's unprecedented. And what I believe, I'm not an attorney, I'm not an expert, what I believe he has yet to file an appeal is because the level of scrutiny, to be the highest level of scrutiny, a strict scrutiny. There are 3 levels of scrutiny in which a law can be ruled or judged upon to see whether or not it's unconstitutional. Because it is deemed through Judge Kenneth Lee's explanation. It's very extensive, so I'll do a follow-up video on that. 32310 has serious implications. California, as you know, has strict gun laws. However, there are other states that are looking at this issue because this could be very much a landmark case, okay? This holds precedence. Now, the Ninth Circuit Court is the largest court of appeals in America. It covers a great portion of the West. You have Nevada, you have Utah, amongst all the other states, Oregon, Washington, so on and so forth, which this will affect, okay? But you have other states. Somewhere out East Coast, I believe there's a 15-round limit. So this will not directly affect them. However, they will cite this ruling, hopefully, if it's ruled in favor of bringing constitutional understanding and realization to the Californians and those within the Ninth Circuit jurisdiction. That will be amazing. You will give people in Illinois, our fellow citizens in New York, a fighting chance to overturn these unconstitutional mandates, okay? So keep that in mind. Judge Kenneth Lee, who speaks for the 3-judge panel, wrote a splendid explanation, and he touched based on a number of issues which are quite shocking. Talked about how gun laws are racist, okay? Talked about how a number of issues I want to touch base on, and we're going to really look into that to my best of ability. I'm going to read over the next coming days. We have a countdown, 2 days, 17 hours until the August 28th Friday, 5 p.m. deadline. Subscribe and turn on notifications. I will provide the latest updates to this very important case here. Edge Nation, this is Jalil, aka Citizen Edge, and I'm out.
Life is a maze, life is a face. Life is so full of craze. This life, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Be an ass, drive a wraith, live the mode before you drive away. Hold strong, never stray away.